Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Esoteric and Magical Influences for the 27th through the of June through the 3rd of July, 2021. So we have a split week with the 2 months this week. There was also another pattern here. I think that we have a one energy on Monday, and then also again on Thursday. There's a three energy on, in terms of numerology, on Wednesday the 30th, and then again on Saturday the 3rd. So you've got that, as well as, see, is there a two? No, because there would be if we reduced 29 further from 11 to 2, but we're not going to do that because we're going to consider that a master number. But if we did, you'd have that as well. So you've got a lot of synchronicity, if you want to call it that, or duplicity, with several numbers, with the one, the two, although only if you reduce the 11 to its lower frequency of 2, and then also 3. And then the rest of the time we have a 9. And then what else? No, a 9 and 11. If you don't reduce that 2 to if you don't reduce it to 2. So we've got 9 and 11. So this is going to be an interesting week numerologically, I think. Let's go ahead and take a look at today. We'll start with today. Excuse me. The pollen is high, and they're not, and it doesn't even matter apparently. We started our triple digits yesterday. It got up to 100. Today's going to be 107 or 109. Or maybe it's 109 tomorrow. I think it's 109 tomorrow. It's 107 today. You know, it's not that we can't get triple digits on the high desert. We do, but not like this. This is weird. So anyhow, try to stay as cool as you can, especially if you don't happen to have air conditioning. So anyhow, we have a 9 energy for Sunday. That's endings, completion, humanitarianism. Fehu is the rune for Sunday, so wealth and abundance and cattle and life force. Albus is the geomancy rune, so this means the sage or clear thought or wisdom. Let's see, we'll move that aside. Aquarius is the moon today. It's the moon's in Aquarius, and transitoriness, the prodigal, and concentration are the human design channels for Sunday. The sun governs magic, as always, on Sunday, and we have the favorability is very good, so you can work magics involving clarity, truth, healing, courage, removing barriers, and leadership. Okay. So you're going to express yourself with clarity and resolve on Sunday as you convey truth to all who have the ability to hear. And that's important. Just remember that one phrase, all who have the ability to hear. One phase appears to be over while a new one is beginning, and it's clear now that a humanitarian approach is needed, even with those who don't have the ability to hear. That's going to be a tough one. The ones that are so caught up in conspiracy that they can't see the forest for the trees. This is an illness. Okay, that's what this is. Cult behavior is an illness, imposed by others, but still, it's still an illness. Now that the Mercury retrograde is over, interactions smooth out and collaborative efforts with others are in order. New projects require a diligent focus, so remain adaptable and avoid asserting your own opinions at the expense of those from others. Reject the need to control the outcome and instead generate the collaborative energy with others to achieve a shared goal. Develop a unique or innovative approach and avoid being led by individuals with their own agendas. This is a time to act with integrity and strong values. People that try to impose their own agenda on you are really, they only have their own interests at heart. So just try to avoid that on Sunday and really all week long. Let's see, Monday the 28th, that's a 1 energy, so wholeness and unity, governance, freedom, revolution, talent, all of that. Here we have Laguz, the rune, Elder Futhark rune for Monday, intuition, flow, harmony, clairsentience, dream work, drawing. You can use it as a magical hook to draw energy back to you in visualization. Here you have geomancy. The geomantic rune is Caput Draconis, or new beginnings. It's on the upper threshold. It means the north node of the moon. So the future. Also the present, but the future. You have the north node affecting the future, the south node affecting the past, and so they all meet in the middle, right? So it's there as well. The moon is in Aquarius until Pisces at 10:51 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. The Human Design channel on Monday that's active is concentration, so focus. And the moon governs magic on Monday. Unfortunately, it's very bad. In some of the numbers at the end of the month, those numbers there, not all of them are have issues, but some of them are listed as very bad. So you're going to have to use your best judgment there. But if you do feminine magics, healing, intuition, cycles, reincarnation, astral travel, balance, and change, realistically, if you can't do something that you need to do or you feel like you need to do, you can always wait another day to a better day, or just shore it up and make sure that you've got things supporting the areas that could go awry. So anyway, let's see. You may be called upon on Monday to provide a unique perspective to a unique problem. Your intuition flows and the voice of spirit guides your awareness. With the moon conjunct Jupiter in retrograde, inner exploration is favored with a new direction possible. That said, emotions may be in flux on Monday with the moon in, a moon in Aquarius, or rather when it finally goes into Pisces, rather. With Aquarius, they don't really understand emotion too well, but some don't. But then Pisces is very emotional, so if they're in flux, and sensitivity could increase. You see, take time to nurture yourself and others and avoid taking the bait on Monday. Remain focused on what matters and self-disciplined in your approach. Both your words and your past experience will influence any decisions made today. Know that on Monday, know that any appeal for support that you ask from others will come from an inspired vision that can provide the basis for a successful outcome. So they need that interaction with you on Monday so that your awareness can inspire them to new directions and to a successful outcome. I mean, we're still kind of, in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. I mean, we're really not, but there could still be issues with communication this next week. So just be aware of that. So Tuesday the 29th, that's an 11 energy. That's a master number for illumination and awakening. It's also for the spiritual messenger. The lower vibration number, of course, is 2. So decisions and balance and cause and effect and all of that. But again, from an enlightened state, all of that seems to clear up, right? Let's see, Alyes is the rune for Tuesday. So protection, the elk, the bridge between physical and astral realms, higher consciousness, divinity. Amisio, loss, sacrifice, hesitance to engage, a little bit of insecurity maybe, is the geomancy rune for Tuesday. Now that's a Mars energy day as well, so some extra energy there maybe. The moon is in Pisces. Concentration is the Human Design channel. Mars influence, Mars governs magic on Tuesday. Again, favorability is very, very bad. If you have to do something, though, it's going to surround passion, manifestation, creativity, self-assertion, and reducing conflict. But on this master number day, you experience an awakening of sorts, possibly derived from an inner focus, whereby you allow your perceptions to shift toward a higher level of understanding. Although you may be hesitant to engage with others, doing so will help you achieve clarity on Tuesday. If emotions are in flux, try not to react in haste. This is likely a passing moment, and some patience coupled with a little self-reflection will be necessary to get through it without offending others, especially close partners. You may be asked to provide a detailed explanation of your position, and a feeling of defensiveness may result on Tuesday. However, with both Venus and Mars at the gate of arrogance in today's Human Design chart, the last thing you want to do is ignore the input from others, and that's on Tuesday. Maintain your composure, trust the process, and achievement will be yours. Wednesday the 30th, we have a 3 numerology for that day. So self-expression, optimism, imagination, mental acuity, detail-oriented. It's the 3 is aligns with the god Mercury, and so you're looking. This is a 3 is a mercurial influence. Let's see. Perthro is the rune for Wednesday, and so there we're talking about directionality matters. Here it looks like the womb. It's a cauldron. or this is the cauldron, this is the womb. And uh, this is open to new experiences. This is open to the ending of experiences. And I was planting stuff last night, and I still have dirt under my fingernails. Well, you know, you go to the store and you get transplants, and I don't know. I need a 12-step program, I think. It's tough. I can't not buy plants. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, this is per throw. So this is actually like the cup from which dice are tossed, or the cup from which runes are cast. So this is really dealing with fate and understanding the effect of men's, initially it was it's the well of word, if you turn it this way, not just a cauldron. But it's the the idea of Norns having control over men's fate. Now they don't talk about humanity's fate, only men's fate. So I'm sure they're not including women in all of that, because not that we need that, you know. But for the men, on the other hand, they're the ones that evidently need a little bit of guidance, and so that's kind of what this is. But again, who controls your own fate? Are you handing that over to other people, or are you letting spirit control it, or is it the ego that's going to control everything that you do? Now, again, we have poor, which is little boy energy. It's unstable. It's impulse control issues and all of that. So again, is it going to be your lack of focus that controls your fate on Wednesday? The moon's in Pisces until Aries at 6:22 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. The human design channel still concentration. Magical focus again is Mercury. That's Mercury governs. And so let's see, communication, interactions, balance, justice, revelation. Again, favorability is very bad. So again, use your best judgment on Wednesday. So you're going to want to take a risk-averse approach to tasks and problem solving on Wednesday, with an eye toward understanding cause and effect. Very important that day. Observe any synchronicities that occur for their broader message, and use Wednesday's catalytic energy to bring everything into perspective for you. While the moon is still in Pisces for most of the day, your focus may shift to one that is spiritual in nature. Let your inner awareness flow and your intuition guide your journey. Remain peaceful at all costs on Wednesday, retreating if circumstances become chaotic, especially in the evening when the moon shifts into Aries. A new path emerging from the ashes of old paradigms, and trusting in is emerging from the ashes of old paradigms, and trusting in the process will benefit you in the long run. Although you may not want to share your viewpoint yet, remain adaptable and make decisions that reflect the common interest. Thursday, the 1st of July, moving into a new month, the 7th month. Hopefully a month of balance and observation and spirituality and magic. I'm just hoping that, you know, the fires don't start. That's going to be awful, especially with this heat. Let's see. Numerology of 1. Again, wholeness, unity, uniqueness, freedom, talent, leadership, and revolution. The rune is Rado, or soul journey, or the process over the goal. Think integrated motion. Cycles, rhythm, justice. Tristitia, or sadness, is the geomancy rune for Thursday the 1st. Let's see, the moon is in Aries. Last quarter moon is at 2:10 p.m. That day. The human design channel is emoting, and that's moodiness. So, you know, be careful there. The magical focus is Jupiter governs. The favorability is finally excellent, so you can certainly work some magic on Thursday. There you're talking social justice issues, healing, abundance, income, growth, achieving goals and desires. Now it's in retrograde though, so know that. Jupiter is, and so the expansiveness outward really is going to be, you're going to be working on things anyway, expansive within. So, you know, just be aware of that. You might alter your working to sort of take that kind of focus maybe. As the new month begins, you're ready to move forward with new projects and new experiences, and interactions with others resonate in shared purpose. You have much to offer the group experience, and your talents and leadership will be appreciated by all on Thursday. Now that the moon is in motivated Aries, you express self-confidence and you're ready to move forward. However, if you react to others in haste or frustration, it may negatively impact the relationship you have with them. That said, you may find support from at least one close partner, so make the most of that interaction and reevaluate your approach on Thursday. If you need to withdraw to regain your composure, by all means do so. It's not necessary to sacrifice your own integrity or values to belong to the group. In fact, doing so may actually harm the collaborative process. It's like giving yourself away. It just the energy is just sort of destabilizes everything. I don't know why that is, but it is. Let's see with the sun and earth at the gate of disengagement in Thursday's human design chart, it signals that this temporary withdrawal is important. So trust the process and take the time you need. We've had that a couple of times this week where you'll have the same I Ching message at two different locations. In this case, we're talking the sun and the earth are both at the same gate of disengagement, where you're allowing yourself to withdraw just temporarily, just to regain composure or to think or whatever. Let's see. So that's another synchronicity that we have this week. Friday, the 2nd of July. The two energy is cause and effect, decisions, collaboration, harmony, compassion, assistance. The rune is vunyo, or joy, or peace, or fellowship, or harmony. So you can see where that aligns well with the two. Conjunctio, or joining or union. So we're going to be harmonious as all get out on Friday. Joining with others in common purpose and in joy and fellowship. Let's see, the moon's in Aries, and again, the human design channel's in moting, or again, moodiness. Favorability for work and magic on Friday, again, is excellent. Venus governs, and so anything compassion, love, harmony, beauty, partnership, anything, attracting one, partnership issues, female sexuality, fertility, healing, friendship. And again, favorability is excellent, so at least we're over with the very bad stuff. It's like, oh, geez, well, what can I do? Whenever that's the case, I just do meditation. That's what I do. So works for me. Collaboration with others is possible on Friday, ensuring success. Compromise on boundaries and expectations and be ready to provide assistance as needed. Clarity is strong and you express your ideas easily. That said, if frustration arises, be certain to react with compassion and tolerance. It may be that you or someone else is struggling with control issues, so give yourself and others the space to work that out without judgment. That's where compassion and tolerance goes a long way. If someone is having a difficult moment, that can be all it takes to relax that energy within them and surrounding them, and to get them to calm down. It's not, you're not being self-righteous or condescending in that experience. You're just offering some love and compassion and no judgment, letting them get out whatever they're getting out. And my husband used to call that, when we taught martial arts, when we taught karate, he used to call that emptying your cup, but he's talking about in terms of letting go of whatever you're thinking about and paying attention in class. So, well, it's very important in karate. When you're learning, you've got to pay attention. Well, anyway, so it kind of reminded me of that. Confront issues respectively and with discretion. Remain adaptable to ideas to avoid limiting the collaborative process. Again, this isn't the time to insist on your own agenda or to become self-righteous. Instead, exercise restraint and self-discipline in furtherance of a higher goal. Saturday is a 3 energy, the 3rd of July. So again, we're seeing this a second time. So self-expression, optimism, imagination, detail-oriented. Let's see, the rune is Ansu's, or Odin's rune. And this is the divine message, or spirit communication and eloquence, higher self-involvement, divinity, clarity. The geomancy rune is Kata Draconis. So we have the opposite here of Caput, which we had on Monday. So this, again, is the south node of the moon, or endings. It's considered evil, but I don't, but I think it's where we always thought that karma was a bad thing, but it's not. It's just to bring the past into the present to inform it. Whatever you learned, you can apply that to whatever's happening now. So I don't see that as a bad thing. So what I'm going to do here, hopefully the sound is still. Okay, so my screen froze on me here. Let me get my notes back up. I think that I got through, well, I don't know what I got through, so I'm just going to start Saturday over with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook these two videos together. So I did that on I think the Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune or something. I did that on, I don't know. But I don't want to have to do this over again. So I'm just going to hook them together so it'll be a little bit choppy at the end with Saturday. So anyway, we have a 3 energy for Saturday. So self-expression, entertainment, optimism, imagination. We have Odin's rune with Ansu's as our geomancy runes. So divine message, spirit communication, eloquence, divinity, clarity. Kata Draconis is the geomancy rune for Saturday, the opposite of Monday's Caput. So this again is the south node of the moon. Now it's considered it's endings and everything, but it's also karma. And I think that might be why some geomancers of old thought that this was evil. You know, karma's a bad thing, supposedly. Well, it's not. All it is the past, what we've learned in the past, informing the present. That's all it is. You can think of it as bad, but I wouldn't. I don't. And so I don't see that as a bad thing. So the moon is in Aries until Taurus at 5:28 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I don't know why I have just PT there. The human design channel that's active on Saturday is emoting. So again, moodiness. Saturn governs magic. Favorability is excellent. So restriction, bindings, curses, summoning, harvest, purification, and protection. Those are things you can work on Saturday. So a situation may be coming to an end on Saturday, and it will be necessary to make certain all factors are considered or dealt with. Keep your ego in check and remain on a healing path. With the moon traveling into grounded and stable Taurus in the early morning, it's time to take stock of where you are and what you have left to accomplish. That said, leave room for some fun with friends or family on Saturday. You know, now that although we do have that variant, you know, so you're going to have to still be careful, that Delta variant, which is super bad, I guess. If tensions arise, know that they'll soon pass, and it's best now to observe without reacting. You know, especially if this is one of the first times you're getting together after not doing so. You know, you just have to be careful, and you may still need to mask up. I don't know. They're saying we don't have to if we're all vaccinated. But this variant is weird, and I guess it's not dependent upon time. You can pass one another. There was some contact tracing, I think, done in Australia or some such place, and they discovered that whatever you call it, how easily you can get this, how contagious is, like the word was there and gone. How contagious it is going to increase, I guess, with this. So, you know, social distancing is going to be really important right now, especially if you're in a store where someone's not wearing a mask. You better be really careful, I would think. Let's see. Know that struggles, I guess this is the last part of it. Know that struggles experienced on Saturday are part of a process, and you're better off learning from the experience instead of struggling against it. Take a risk-averse approach. That's that whole, you know, be careful right now with the variant. Also a Taurus influence, being risk-averse. My mother was Taurus. She was very risk-averse. Although then all of a sudden she'd just do something, you know, that was out of character. It's like, who is this woman? But anyway, to avoid undermining trust, so you want to take a risk-averse approach to avoid undermining trust on Saturday. Now's the time for self-restraint in service to a higher goal. That is also a running theme this week, is using some self-restraint and just observing before reacting, before deciding, okay, now I need to react. Give yourself some space to think about it before you do. Lots of things are shifting right now. You're seeing a lot of people that are finally letting go of the conspiracy stuff and the support of the former guy, that they're finally realizing that he was just using them and duping them. You know, it's like a grifter who's always on the grift. And I think that you're starting to see people understand the cause and effect of believing in all of that and what it's beginning to cost some of them. So I think that you know, when you don't have a steady diet of it anymore, maybe that's what's causing people to rethink things, and I hope that's the case. You've got to get out of the propaganda. You've got to get out of all of that, because I don't think it's going to serve anybody well at all. I mean, anytime you're living in a lie, I mean, it never works out. At some point, it's all going to come crashing in on you, and it's better to assert yourself through that process and take command of it, and accept that, okay, I made a mistake here thinking these things, but don't beat yourself up for it. This was imposed on you. And I'm talking to any of you who are affected by this. These things were imposed on you. They took advantage of you, and that's a fact. So don't beat yourself up when you start to realize that this was not the road to be on. Well, again, put that in the cauda draconis of your memory, and use it, so it'll be a red flag the next time. If there is a next time where you're expected to believe something that's utter crap, you're going to remember this, and you're going to go, well, okay, before I believe you, I want to do my own research. I want to see for sure. You'll start to think along those lines, and that's better, because then you have a chance at discovering the truth about that person or that situation. So before you get caught up in it, and things start happening that aren't benefiting you. And that's, I guess, the worst part of it. So much of this they've made, when things don't work out, they make a new excuse. It's like, oh, well, it's going to be this now. Oh, well, it's going to be that now. Well, that right there should tell you something. So anyhow, thanks for watching. And check out Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune on Monday and Thursday. If you're a Patreon subscriber, then I'm usually doing videos every day on the magical correspondences. We go over some of that stuff. So you should, and if I don't have anything really to say, then at least I'll put it up in post form. But otherwise, there's usually a video. So if you want to join me over there, it's $1 a month to join, or $12 a year. Let's see, I write over on Medium. Check that out. There's an esoteric forecast Monday through Friday there. And don't forget to check out the forecast itself, the main one on the blog at Stepping Aside. That goes up Monday through Friday. And check all that out. Links are below the video here. And thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful week, and be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.